All right, Therapy Thursday is here. It's for you to use this service. We fractured a few laws, so we got to do this for our penance. All right, so 888-429-0941. You can pull up and text us or call. All right, Meredith, you on?
Yes, I am.
Dr. Dobby,
I'm
you
ready.
on duty?
Moderately. 1 foot in, 1 foot
Really?
out.
Usually you're
Okay.
so aggressive. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm on it.
Yeah, today.
Not so
it's
much.
not today.
Oh, it could go
A little
wrong.
sleepy.
Real
The
quick.
the lab coat is open.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here what we got. This has one that just came in and out of 561. That's a little long.
I have one.
What
It
we got?
says, I have a friend who's starting to act strange with me. We've been close girlfriends for years, with her coming over for pool parties and other fun family events. But recently, I just made a new girlfriend, and she's gotten extremely jealous. I went out with my new girlfriend last week for a couple of hours and posted a few photos on socials, and now she isn't even speaking to me. I've called and texted, but she hasn't hit me back yet. I love her. I want to fix the situation, but I don't want to feed into her issue.
I mean, it's a tribute to somebody, being insecure, but also being a good friend of yours. They feel like you trading them out.
Yeah.
And, so if you really care about the friend, you probably want to just clear it up and make sure they understand that just because you got a new friend doesn't mean that you don't want your old ones.
Right.
Or whatever. And it's just an insecurity. It's just somebody who's been hurt or treated badly by another friend and you catching the brunt of what they did.
She's getting a little territorial.
Yes.
It's low-key kind of cute. But I think the three of you guys should try to do something. Introduce your new friend with your old friend. You're probably have, similar tastes in people. They'll probably get along well.
Listen, if they have you in common, I should say, then they probably have a good chance of hanging out, just long as neither one of them try and get territorial.
Yeah.
Right.
So
All
everybody get together. This one out of the 813 says, my dad is about to be homeless. We have a very strained relationship, and I just don't have it in me to let him move in with me. Am I wrong for this, or is my sanity something that needs to be protected?
That's a tough situation. You don't want your parents out on the street. If somebody has to, it's your parents. So they did everything for you, usually, when you were growing up. The least you can do is try to help out their situation in the meantime. You can't, if they're having, like, mental health issues or something, you can also put them on the right path.
They just got a strained relationship, it says.
Yeah. That's hard, but you don't want your parent out on the street.
You don't want your parent out on the street. I think it's about coming up with a plan.
Yeah.
Your involvement in the plan is going to be very unique to the situation and just how strained the relationship is. But helping them, okay, we need X amount of money for you to get first, last security so you're not homeless. This is how much you make. This is how long it'll take. Put it on paper and try to take steps towards that.
All right. Okay. I like that. We have one out of the 863. Davi, you might have to lead this one.
Okay.
Meredith, you can feel free to.
Okay.
But I'm going to read it, and I'm watch you roll your eyes.
All right.
It says, good morning, Freak Show. My question is for Therapy Thursday. Why did the Buccaneers sign Baker Mayfield? Explain that to me.
That's a good question because I don't really understand why either.
Wow.
We're in need of a quarterback.
We needed a quarterback.
Okay, that's point one.
Point one, we have a budget.
Okay, that's
point
a very
two.
point two.
A lot of the players that were at the top of the list probably would have put us over budget. Also, a lot of the players that were at the top of the list weren't necessarily looking at us as one of the places that they would like to land because we're in a bit of a rebuilding process.
Also, you'd be
Okay.
following Tom Brady at the same time.
And that's not a bad thing, but yeah, that's a part of it too. You'd be following Tom Brady, so that comparison would be a lot for some people.
Yep.
And on the other side of it, Baker Mayfield isn't a horrible quarterback. He made some horrible decisions when he was young. He got drafted when he was like 21, 22.
Wow.
So you could be dumb at 21, 22. Now he's a married guy, so I would have been worried about bringing him to Tampa if he was single.
Okay.
He's been married for 4 years to his wife and whatever. So I think that this is a good opportunity because he got enough chip on his shoulder to try his best. You saw him at the Rams, and he didn't play terribly.
Okay.
Like he won. I think he got there Thursday or Tuesday. He got there Tuesday and played Sunday, and they won. And so they were like, "Yo, that's fast. That's a fast study." So if he's that kind of guy, and he's gonna compete because you got Kyle Trask still there, they're going to let him compete. I think it's a good look because he's young enough to have that swag to be able to still play.
Right. And at the moment, the Bucs aren't necessarily looked at as a contender, and most of those top-tier quarterbacks want to go to a contender.
For
Yeah,
sure.
they do.
Makes
You
sense.
couldn't get Lamar Jackson.
Nah.
Because we ain't had the money for
We ain't
him.
had the money.
Yeah.
We ain't got the line for
Hell,
him.
we ain't had the money for Garoppolo. So I think that's where you get Shake and Bake. That's his new nickname, by the way.
Shake and bake for you?
Shake and Bake.
All right, I like
Shake
it.
and Bake. Or either Bake 6, but not people
No.
don't know Take 6.
Bake
so he's
6.
like, yeah, Bake 6.
What is
Yeah,
that
I don't
about?
know.
Well, because he wears the number 6, and his name is Baker.
We don't like it.
So
Yeah.
Bake 6 is like, because it's like Take 6 it's a, never mind.
Yeah.
All right, so Shake and Bake is what
Shake
I'm
and
going
Bake.
with. All right,
Okay.
Shake and Bake is the nickname. Use that. What else we got?
We got one out to 813. It says, my wife suggested that she wants to go to a swingers party, but just to watch. She was invited by a friend she knows who goes with her husband. I'm not totally against it, but I'm a little taken back that she would bring this up. It feels dirty, but probably a really fun experience. Any
Yeah,
ideas?
It's dirty.
You got to be on the same page about this. Okay, you guys got to have a full-blown conversation. This is a lifestyle change. You're the little dibble and dabbling, and you
But they
just start to
just
dip
gonna
your
watch.
toes in. Yeah, that's very close into leaning on into another lifestyle completely. So, you know what? Don't be afraid to. It's okay, but at least talk about it. Make sure if anybody feels uncomfortable or has any boundaries, you bring those up as well.
I will tell you, I have a good friend of mine who is recently married, maybe 2-3 years into marriage, and they go to all of those spots.
Interesting.
Okay.
Like, I get a text maybe once every 3-4 weeks, like, hey, so what's a good space tonight? Like, but it's
wow.
just like, because I want to go treat my man to a strip club. Like, he's had a
okay.
great week, and I want to go, take him out.
Yeah.
But they've also always started it at that Eyes Wide Shut spot where they go watch people.
Yeah.
And get that
Damn,
whole thing
they started
going.
there.
Yeah, like
Oh,
they
man.
start the night there and
Damn.
then go gravitate towards like another spot.
Wow.
And I'm
Usually
like,
you end the night there.
Right?
I
That's
mean,
what I thought.
listen.
That's what I thought the order operation was.
Hey, they
like,
they
God,
definitely know their way around some places. So anytime I see something promoted, I'll send it to them and say, hey, have y'all tried this? They're like, oh, yeah, we know those people. And I'm like, damn. Like, so they really into the life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this about her before, and maybe it's because it wasn't like presented, but they are equally yoked and out
Right.
there getting it.
I think that's the key right there, because it seems like she's a lot more gung-ho in the email than he is. So, like, when one person is all about it and the other person's, like, basically doing it to make you happy,
Yeah.
I think that's where it goes
That's
wrong.
where it gets a little left right there. All right, we'll squeeze in a few more. Therapy Thursday, part dos.
Yeah.
Do. All right, part do.
Do.
All right, we got your calls and texts coming in. Let's see here. We have went on a first date at a coffee shop. This is out of the 850. All
right.
Went on the first date at the coffee shop, and the guy is cute and accomplished. But our conversation seemed to only be about games and Zodiac, just light conversation, no matter how I tried to shift the conversation. I was over it, but he thought it went well, and he has asked me to go out for a second date. I don't really care about all of the stuff he was talking about. How do I approach this? And why do people care about Zodiac stuff so much? We're in our 30s. We're not kids.
Okay, take a step back. Everybody has their hobbies and things that they like. You don't have to be on the same page and 100% of the stuff is your partner. I'm married to somebody that is addicted to sports 24/7. You think I'm going to sit down and watch all the games? No, but he's into it, and you got to respect that. I would definitely give this guy a second chance to see if the conversation can shift to other areas and see if it's going to be too much for you to handle. But I think that you can deal with it.
I think you should tell him, listen, bro, I don't care. I don't care. It's early enough. You're on date 2. Put all your cards on the table and be like, listen, I don't care about your silly Zodiac games.
Silly?
Call it what you will.
You can't say silly.
Yes, you can.
That's highly disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
It's
but
okay.
I think when you said it, you knew it was disrespectful.
Right, because you know what? If the shoe was on the other foot, I would want to know if I'm absolutely boring you with my conversation. Maybe sugarcoat it a little bit more
Yeah,
than
definitely.
what I said, but let it be known that, like, okay, what else can we talk about? Because if there isn't too much else, there might not be too much there, and it might not be the one for you.
If you are with somebody on a first date, it's almost like an interview. You're trying to get them into what you're into.
Yes.
You don't have to bring them over to your side, but you do want to kind of introduce something that you're into. If they don't have to love what you love, but if I'm giving you my best interview conversation, I'm telling you what I'm into.
Right.
You probably gonna talk to them about, hey, your business or your whatever,
Right.
like, and give them some sort of 411 there, and they're like, I don't care.
Right.
That
And
would hurt your heart.
It would, but it might also show you that you two aren't compatible. Because if you can't have just regular basic conversation and he can't switch the subject to something else, then do you want to work on this for years until you realize that this ain't the guy for
No,
me?
but that's why having a second date, you'll
Maybe
figure
your
it out.
Zodiac would have told you that.
If you actually read it.
Look at your Zodiac sign.
We got
All right.
one out the 727. It says, at what point can I discipline my girlfriend's son? He's 9 years old and he's just bad. Dad isn't around at all. We've been together since he was 5.
Yeah.
We live in separate houses, but we see each other almost every day, if not every other day. She says she trusts my judgment, but I do kind of feel strange about it.
Okay.
She's gonna trust your judgment until you put your hands on her child,
Right. Talk about it.
because you don't live in that house. And that when you live in the house and y'all are together, y'all been together for 4 years, but you still aren't like an authority figure to that kid. So leave that to the mama. You have to be in that house and every day and earn the right to step to that kid with some sort of authority. You can't just put your hands on somebody because you smashing their mom.
Right. But
can't
also,
do
you
that.
don't have to put your hands on them to help with child rearing. This
Sometimes
child,
you gotta,
Right.
Sometimes you gotta get your
And
hands
I-
on them, man. You gotta
kind of
If you
smush
don't
them in the
chill,
mouth.
you put your listen, you want to make it to 6. You gotta let them know sometime.
It sounds like this child could use a little bit of guidance as well. And child rearing in the right way by talking to the mom, I think could be done.
It's not your job. You're not the daddy. You're
I get
not,
that,
you're
but
not the
he needs a
stepdaddy.
male figure in his life as well.
He does, but mama is the only parent on duty right now. You're just smashing moms.
But they've known each other for, he's known the kid for
Absolutely.
4 or 5
4
years.
years.
But you still can't step to that kid until mom gives you the pass.
For
so
sure.
You need to have a conversation with
Yes,
mama
yes.
and see what her expectations are on your participation.
Was that
Absolutely.
pass given when she said, I trust your judgment?
I think so.
Was
I
that
trust
like
your
a
judgment in the
cry
space.
for help?
No.
Please, whoop 'em.
Help me.
My hands aren't big enough.
Get your belt.
She's like, can't you take him like this? No, I mean, realistically, though, like mom is saying, I trust your judgment in the space I gave you.
Right.
I gave you a certain space, and I trust you totally in that space. But don't overstep your boundaries just because you think something physical gives you the right. Don't
That's
play
true.
yourself like
Don't
that.
overdo it.
Yeah, don't play yourself
Talk
like
with
that.
her first.
That kid gonna grow up and punch you back.
So now's your time. You're bigger than him.
All right, we got one more. This is out of the 941. It says, my wife started the year on her annual I'm a do better plan.
New year, new me, baby.
New year, new me.
That's right.
Okay. She said new workout outfits.
Okay.
Re-upped her gym membership.
Don't forget to stretch.
And now the 3rd week in March, she's over it again.
Ah,
This
yeah.
has been the 5th year in a row that we've supported it, changed everyone in the household's schedule around it, and now it's over again. And yes, again, she has gained more weight when it's said and done. Next year, when this happens again, am I the a-hole for not playing this game again?
No, you're not at all. You're just, I mean, how many times you need to be told something and it's a complete lie? Although it sounds like she could use a little bit more motivation right around the time when she's going to fall off, and you know when she's going to fall off. Why don't you help out or go to the gym with her or buy her another outfit?
This is not this guy's fault.
I'm
You
not
are not
blaming
going to
him.
spin this into making this on
was
him.
trying to turn it. You saw her
And then
turning
that's
it,
when
like-
you need to step up your motivation, buddy.
trying
A
to
new outfit needs to be ordered expeditiously.
You can go to Lululemon. They have so many options. You can be better. Like, you was about to flip it on him.
I was not. I was trying to see if he could maybe help her, push her in the right direction to continue. We all know people that are like this. Every year they say they're going to lose weight, and then after a few months, it's done and over with. Maybe
But why does he have to play along? Why now
I
that he's
wouldn't anymore.
5 years in a row, he's done this, bought the outfits, moved everybody around. He's like, next year when it happens, can't I just be like, all right, go ahead, do your thing?
I agree. Yes, 100%.
Because you haven't earned their help this time.
She likes lying to herself, but he's done with the lies between the two of them.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think that's healthy for their relationship. Like, you
agree.
need to be like, listen here.
Uh-huh.
Like, you quit
Really?
smoking, but I smell you. You smell like smoke.
Right,
like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like, you got to call them out. If you're a real partner, call out your partner.
Right.
Right?
I tried to just get her a new outfit. Maybe that would inspire her.
Damn it, man. You always want to shop. All right, man. Therapy Thursday is over.